Hello equine educators, my name is Nikki Hall and I am co-owner of HorseSense Learning Levels. In this video, we'll be touring a horsey classroom set up in a storage shed here on my farm. This space is used for unmounted lessons when the weather is too poor for regular riding or groundwork activities, and it provides students with a safe space to practice horsemanship skills on their own. While the shed we're going to look at today is quite roomy, we've created many variations on this space over the past 2 decades. Some uncovered porches, some in barn aisles, some in corners of offices or tack rooms. You could even create a portable version that could travel with you in your car. If you want to make unmounted learning a priority in your lesson program, it's well worth considering how you might be able to create a similar space. It's also worth pointing out that this classroom contains teaching tools we've assembled over many years. While you could create a simple replica of this classroom in a single weekend, you don't need to spend a ton of time or money up front. Our hope is that you will use this video as a source of inspiration, so feel free to put your own creative spin on anything you see here. Ready to tour? Come on, let's go!
This shed was left on our property by the previous owner and doubles as a storage space and guest cabin. The space you see here measures 10 by 12 feet, or the equivalent of a small stall. The entryway is used primarily as a workbench and to store our beekeeping equipment, but we did turn the bit of wall next to the door into an extension of the classroom. Note the window AC unit and portable space heater, which allow us to keep the shed a moderate temperature in spite of Georgia's wildly fluctuating weather. Over the years, we've accumulated a lot of props and resources for teaching fun, engaging, unmounted lessons. Most of them are stored in plastic boxes organized by topic. We call this our lesson in a box system, as it allows us to quickly prepare for a rainy day lesson or take our unmounted education on the road. Inside each box is a collection of teaching tools for a specific equine subject. Let's peek inside the box for horse identification. This kit is designed to help students learn how to describe horses accurately. So we've got flashcards, photographs, model horses with labeled stalls, and equine measuring tape, coloring supplies, along with some worksheets and lesson plans from our HorseSense curriculum. If you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on creating lessons in a box, let us know in the comment section and we'll add it to our list of future videos to film. For right now, let's move on so you can see all of the other features of this horsey classroom. In this corner, we stable our trusty hobby horse herd. These lesson horses are very easy keepers, and they make it fun to teach unmounted lessons on arena etiquette, ring figures, and riding disciplines. You can also see a show and tell collection of different tack pieces hanging on the wall above. This includes martingales, breastplates, lunging equipment, auxiliary nosebands, and draw reins. Equipment that in many cases we personally choose not to use on our horses, but still want our students to be familiar with. Below this equipment, we store our stack of learning boards. These heavy-duty sheets of poster board are labeled to correspond with a particular set of props or photos, and they can be set up anywhere we like our students to play simple matching games. You can see an example of one board on the wall. Students must match the photos of different conformation traits with the terms printed on an answer key. Another interactive learning board allows students to sort horsey ailments into 2 categories. You can probably handle this yourself, and you should definitely call a vet. This machine is called a GeoSafari, and we've owned it since the 1990s when all the homeschooling families were using them to teach geography. You can buy used models on websites like eBay and create your own cards using codes supplied by the manufacturer. While our students love playing with the GeoSafari, you can accomplish the same thing by using a website such as Quizlet. We have over 60 horsey study sets that students can use to review equine identification and terminology. Another perk of an unmounted classroom space is that you can use a laptop with an optional projector to teach lessons that involve quizzes, videos, or slides. Old Old horse magazines and catalogs are also full of educational material. Students can search for images during indoor scavenger hunts, go on imaginary shopping sprees, or find horses to sell by writing detailed advertisements. We also make horsey vision boards as part of a lesson on goal setting. Herd Your Horses is another teaching tool we've owned since the late 1990s. This is a board game originally produced by Aristoplay that includes 55 horse cards, each featuring a horse of a different breed or color. Think Pokemon for horse lovers. The cards are beautifully illustrated and surprisingly accurate. Students can learn about rare horse breeds, herd dynamics, and colors such as Gruyere, Cremello, and Sabino. While this game is no longer being manufactured, you can still find used copies available to purchase online. While there isn't a ton of space to move around in this shed, we can still teach basic rider fitness activities with the help of some hand-me-down gym equipment. This classroom includes a dressage saddle and a close contact jumping saddle, as we primarily teach English riding. In the past, we've included a Western saddle and saddle seat tack to let students interact with equipment from less familiar disciplines. These saddles can be placed on a saddle rack or barrel for students to practice adjusting stirrups or balancing in different positions. Old equipment also gives students an opportunity to practice disassembling, cleaning, and reassembling tack. You can see that we've printed pages from our HorseSense study guides and posted them in practice areas so that students have a reference handy. This bridle assembly station includes several different bits and bridles.
We've got snaffles and leverage bits, buckles and studs, bridles with and without nosebands, and a monocrown headstall. There's a Western headstall with split reins and some full-cheek snaffle bit keepers.
And of course, saddles and bridles aren't the only pieces of equipment that require buckling. Many students find it difficult to use buckles and fasteners and benefit from repetitive practice. Some lesson programs create buckle boards, which are portable practice stations containing many different types of fasteners. Since we had the space to do it, we created a buckle wall. You can see we've got stirrup leathers with 2 different kinds of stirrup iron, a breakaway halter, a grazing muzzle, several kinds of protective boot, and a miniature horse blanket, so students can practice with the hooks on surcingle straps and lobster claw snaps. While we don't advocate for beginner riders using spurs, we do want our students to become familiar with a wide variety of horse equipment. So there's a pair of spurs for students to practice putting on, along with a helmet and half chaps. Over here, we've got a snap station with some snaps commonly found around the barn, and a couple of other important practice stations. Students can tie a rope halter and a quick release knot with the help of illustrated instructions and a QR code to a tutorial video if they need extra help. There's also a fully stocked grooming kit, and a very simple version of a braiding board students can use to practice banding or button braids. Over here, you can see where some students have been learning about striding by setting pole work exercises for model horses. We've also marked the floor with 3-foot intervals to practice walking strides, and marked the wall to show horse height in hands. These smaller model horses can be sorted by breed and color, and we use them as game pieces for a homemade board game testing students on their equine knowledge. Toy horses can also be used for a child-friendly lesson on equine stable management. Check out this miniature stall with chocolate chip manure. We use apple juice for the urine and challenge students to muck it out using plastic forks. If it's too cold to work on bandaging outside, our students can practice wrapping on each other. They can also learn how to re-roll bandages correctly, and we can bring our equine first aid kits up from the tack room for lessons on emergency healthcare. A dry erase board is a must for lessons on course design, creating training plans, and games of Pony Pictionary. We also play a handful of other games that use pre-printed cards and keep all of those materials in a box of their own. Here we have a box full of small prizes that can be awarded during unmounted lessons, such as clean pony ribbons, badges, stickers, and candy. Last but not least, we've got an extensive collection of equine printables. This includes worksheets, scavenger hunts, pre-printed labels, flashcards, paper doll horses with tack, lesson plans, and our study guides for students. These are organized by topic or by level, as we've used a level-spaced curriculum to teach unmounted horsemanship for the past 16 years. And that's pretty much everything. When I travel to teach on location, it's easy to pack up specific items in a separate box. Planning unmounted lessons around a monthly theme can make this process even easier.
You can learn more about all of these materials and get over 200 pages of unmounted lesson activities in our newly released book. The Big Book of Barn Lessons is available in paperback and Kindle ebook on Amazon. You You can also check out our website, get a copy of our curriculum for free, and browse through hundreds of downloadable resources and blog posts for instructors. We hope you enjoyed this tour, and if you did get some good ideas for your own lesson program, consider giving us a leg up by hitting the like button, subscribing to this channel, or following our Facebook and Instagram pages at HorseSense Levels. Thanks for watching and helping us take equine education to the next level.